Okay, here we go again. We got a call. Tire fell off a trailer. So, we got to go down here and fix it. It looks like the bearings just went out on it. Bearings will go out. There's basically one bolt that holds your tire on. Everybody thinks the 6 lug nuts hold it on, but that ain't what holds it on. There's one center nut right on the middle of the axle that holds your bearings in with a little washer there. If your bearings go out, which is basically what makes the wheel go round, the bearings go out, the wheel falls off. So we're going to go down here and put new bearings in it, put the wheel back on. And I've got a jack, a pair of pliers, and a lug wrench. Hell, that should be enough, right? We'll see. We'll be back here shortly, and I'll let you know what goes on. Okay, so here's what happens. The bearing is here. Bearing loses the balls, and that whole thing falls off. It goes like so. The whole thing falls off. When it falls off, the whole hub and all comes out, and it leaves nothing. So let me, the few times you will see me actually have gloves on. Let me put gloves on because I've got to grease this bearing up, and I've got to go pull the other pieces out of off the axle. We'll go over here and look. Basically this happens. And it leaves that bearing there on there along with the grease seal, and it just slides out. So when it slides out, it rips the fender off, and then the guys grab the wheel and just pull it off, because the whole wheel assembly is gone at that point. So give me just a second here, and I'll show you how we put it back together. Now, granted, we're 45 minutes from the shop, but there's drop the bearing back down in there, drop the seal back in there. See, I do have gloves on. Damn, I had to grab hold of my hammer. Crazy glove on. Grab this hammer, tap that back down to where it goes. Okay, that's done. Now you flip your whole setup back over. Take some grease this bearing, put it in there, put your washer on there, hold everything, put your nut back. You're done. Let's go to the house. Obviously put your hub back on the axle, but give me a minute, let me get grease in this bearing here. Okay, so I got the bearing greased up. Basically you put the grease in your hand, in your palm of your hand, and you run the bearing through your hand. I'll have to show you a later date when I have somebody holding the camera for me. But let me get this over there, and I'll stick it on the trailer, and I'll let you see something here in just a minute. This one must have been giving problems for a little bit of time, because it adjusted the brakes all the way out. So I had to adjust the brakes back in, get it set. Now you're gonna put your washer in there, get your bolt, put your bolt back on it. Get it straightened out here. Come on. Kind of a pain in the butt here. Plus it's wet, so I'm trying to balance up off the ground. And yada 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 yada. There we go, we got it. Alright, let me tighten this up and I'll get back to you here in a minute. Okay, we spun it a few times here while it was up in the air, and you can tell here it's loose. That's way too loose. So we've got to tighten it up. So you just tighten and check. Tighten and check. Tighten and check. Till you get it where you want it. And then you you're good to go. But I've got to do this 4 or 5 times here. Make sure it's right, and then send them on the way. I'll get back with you here shortly. When you're done, make sure you put your dust cap back on. Spin it a few times. Make sure it don't have any wobble to it. You're good to go. Drop your weight on it. Drop your weight on it. Get your jack up. Head to the house. Please subscribe to the channel. I'll show you some other tricks and stuff when we get into this a little deeper. There's a few more things. It blows that out and blows that out usually. But when we get this back to the shop, we'll beat that back down with a hammer. Run a bigger screw in there, run a bigger bolt in there, and we'll be getting it then. Need to get a new tire on this as soon as it gets back to the shop. Also, it's got a pretty good cut in it where it come out here and caught the lip. You can see there where it caught the lip up. But anyway, I'll see you back at the shop.